After watching the last game, we really need some help at the wing positions. Mainly outside shooting because Nick Stauskas and Robert Covington are really good drivers. I have a couple of candidates that could really help us. The first one is Harrison Barnes, a pretty good outside shooter with great potential. His shot will take a little bit of time to get used to, but I can eventually get it down. He starts out pretty cold, but heats up as he goes on. I see him more as a corner specialist than a wing player, so he'll have to develop that shot as we go along. Next one of our list is Gerald Green, the oldest one out of the three, and yes, there is three, but he's still producing at a very high level and is among one of those 2K cheese players where they're not really that good in real life, but they are incredibly good in 2K, amongst Draymond Green and Kristaps Porzingis. He's an incredible outside shooter and probably won't have to give much up for him considering his age. The last one is Doug McDermott, the youngest one out of the group who has incredibly high potential. Incredibly underrated in 2K, but the best three-point shooter out of the three in real life. So now let's go ahead and see what I can get for them. So for Harrison Barnes, we'd have to give up Nerlens Noel. I don't really know if I'm ready to do that yet because Nerlens Noel is still progressing. So for Gerald Green, we'd have to give up a 17 first-round pick and Hollis Thompson, but we'd get a 16 first-round pick. That's actually a pretty good deal, so we'll look into that. And then for Doug McDermott, we would actually get a 16 first-round pick and him for our second-round pick, and Raquan Holmes, I think is his name. So that is definitely a very good trade, and there's no doubt about it. We are going to be accepting that one, because if you get a 16 first-round pick, you're going to take it. As well, we are going to be accepting this trade. So let's go ahead and hop into gameplay and see how they do.
Just earlier, the fans on their feet as the national anthem rang out throughout the arena. Welcome to Philadelphia, everyone, as the 76ers get ready to defend home court in the Eastern Conference. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some terrific NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. A quick check now at the starting five for both teams. And as always, we'll be watching Paul George.
And something else everybody loves about him is his ability to do the sensational and spectacular. His dunks simply defy description at times.
It's the end of a string of away games for the Pacers as they look forward to returning home after this one. They've got a good chance to prove themselves in what is going to be a very difficult part of their schedule coming up. Guys, with the bulk of their games coming up on the road, it's going to be tough.
And right now, for the Pacers, they had the kind of hot and cold start that we've kind of come to expect. Nothing that would indicate they're in for any kind of a breakout season.
And, perhaps with a roster move or two later on, Greg, they can start to break out of that path. For the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
Now, here's Noel. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Dallas.
And also, he competed on the backboards. That also had a lot to do with the game.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Frank Vogel. This is their first matchup of the season against this squad, and he knows the shot blocking in the middle will certainly be an obstacle. But he said, quote, we've got to remain aggressive and continue to attack. Guys, he said that putting their bigs in high pick and rolls and shooting the open jumper with confidence will be key. We'll see how they do.
Terrific, Doris. Thanks. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Look at Philadelphia. Solid start to the season so far, sitting in 6th place. And, of course, Indiana, a game behind.
And seeing where Indiana is, they've never been able to take that next step this season and really break away from the pack.
And, they're running out of opportunities to finally make that surge, partner. They're leaving themselves in a tough position in terms of the playoffs.
Allen, a screen on Green. Shot clock at 6. Outside Hill. From outside the arc. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Hill's got himself on the board with 3 there. Heading back to Monte Ellis. Had he gone to college for even 1 year, I think he would have probably been a top 10 pick. But you look at what he's brought to the table over his career. Points and assists, rebounds, steals, playmaking. His production has been astounding.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
And Green gets it to go.
What a performance, Kevin.
And the foul on Monte Ellis. That is his first foul of the game. And Indiana making a change here. Mahimi's checked in. Roten sinks the triple. Roten's got 5 now.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
And that one's good. Roten.
George, so much focus has been on extending his range, but ever since he started launching over 5 3-pointers a game, he shot under 43% from the field. Maybe time for him to balance out that shot selection.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
Stuckey brings the double team. Paul George with the steal. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back.
It's as if the defense just let him go.
He'll thank them for that because he got a chance to perform a little razzle-dazzle on that one.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Pacers.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Now, here's Roten, defended by Allen. And Okafor at the basket on the assist from Roten.
And 4.
Kicks it to Okafor. There's the pass to Roten. Green. 76ers moving the ball around. Roten dishes to McDermott. Feeds to Okafor. From down in the low post, it goes. And the Pacers lead by 1.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy. It's first triple of the second quarter, third of the game.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
And the Pacers just missed out on the playoffs last year and would have to settle for 9th in the East. Hard for a team that has been so dominant in the East over recent seasons.
Embiid comes with a double team. Knocks it loose. Embiid with the steal. For the finish. The coast-to-coast dunk.
You know what? He wasn't going to wait around for any help on that break.
In this quarter, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, and at least as I look at it.
Here's Stuckey. No good. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Here's George. No good. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. Now the 76ers on the break. Roten with the ball.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
That's tipped. Here's Covington. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Yeah, well defended or wide open. He doesn't hit too many of those either way.
Ellis can't get it to go.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
And getting back to George Hill, what a second half of the season he had. He tore up several key categories, Clark.
Yeah, he was bogged down by injuries early in the season. Came back to average career highs in points, rebounds, and assists. Partly because he was finally treated and looked to as a go-to guy, and he thrived in that role.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be. Moment to see how the schedule is looking for Philadelphia. It's off to Charlotte for them after this game as they take on the Hornets. And that's the first of 6 played on the road. Lavoy Allen's checked in for Jordan Hill. The drive by Green.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there. The 76ers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finished hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
He is not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
And now the the 76ers on the break. Launches the three, and the shot is good. Covington's got 11 in the second half. And George kicks to Ellis. High, arcing shot. Green with the rebound. The 76ers have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
They definitely saved the layup with that foul, and still make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
Nerlens Noel checks in for the 76ers.
If he hits all of those, they're feeling a lot more comfortable, but now still a one-possession game.
There's 25 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And now they decide to foul intentionally. The Pacers have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. And an intentional foul right there. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 5-point game.
Two-possession game now, guys. Some very important free throws there.
Ellis against Green. There's the three. It's in! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
They don't get any bigger than that basket.
They needed it, Greg, and he gave it to them.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
It's honestly just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
There's 14 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Roden kicks to Green. That doesn't go either for Green. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game.
You can't be happy about it, but honestly, at this point, the game's probably out of reach anyway.
Second one is good. Putting both at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game. 6 seconds left in the game. And here's Green outside. It's good from beyond the arc. And the Pacers call a time here. So a close game sees Indiana take this one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. As we leave you with our Jordan Player of the Game, George Hill.
So what a terrible way to lose, but Gerald Green. I mean, that was just probably, in my opinion, the best trade I've ever made in 2K. Robert Covington coming up with the rebounds, and so was Tony Rowe. And honestly, if Nick Stauskas could have just hit one more three, or if Gerald Green could have made that free, but I mean, you can't expect somebody to go 8 for 11. But basically, what happened was when Gerald Green was off the floor, we had nobody else. We're probably going to have to pick up somebody else in the next video. Comment down below who you think could be. It could either be a shooting guard or a small forward, because Gerald Green could play either position. And I'm going to leave you at that. And just so you know, the plan for the season is to select Ben Simmons in the draft. And I am not liking, where is he? Yeah, Nerlens Noel. I'm not liking him. All he's got is 1 block and 2 assists in how many minutes played? And 13 minutes played. So, don't really like him that much. Probably going to end up trading him. And I want to get Draymond Green so bad, but I know that would be so unrealistic. So anyways, I'll see you guys next time.